Hello and happy finally Friday from Radically Rational and radicallyrational.com. We'll do sports first. After all this time, I'm still having trouble getting used to the LA Chargers. Don't the Bolts really belong in San Diego? San Diego Superchargers, San Diego Superchargers. Yeah, but they still got Justin Herbert, and that will work. Okay. Welcome to the circus, Wemby. Your life is going to change. And since this all went down in Las Vegas, welcome to circus. But young man, you're at least 7'3". So you have the ability to tower above all of this now and for the remainder of your career. Get used to it because your life just changed. Okay, with one glaring exception, the Cowboys lineup looks really pretty set going into this season, but we're all PTSD after watching kicker Brett Maher miss 5 PATs in the playoffs this year. Okay, Maher is probably out of the picture, but now enter kicker Brandon Aubrey, whom the boys signed yesterday to compete with Tristan Vizcaino at training camp, which starts in just a couple of weeks. Now, Aubrey sparkled in 2 seasons in the USFL, I should say, with the Birmingham Stallions. And it's pretty interesting because he was a college soccer star at Notre Dame and did not play college football. Okay, turning the page, literally, don't forget that the 37 document stealing federal charges against Trump are just the undercard. The main event for the indictments for attempting to steal an election, for attempting to steal an American election, and for inciting an armed insurrection on Jan 6, 2021, we're not going to have to wait much longer because Jack be nimble and Jack be quick. Have you really followed disclosures in the last couple of days? No, some of you didn't because you don't want to, because you just can't handle the truth. So it's like willful ignorance. But documents and other evidence and testimony that we've seen right now indicate that we came this close to losing the farm with Team Trump. They were considering having the military seize voting machines in those 7 key states that Trump lost, and he did lose, and they were giving serious consideration to the concept of martial law in your United States of America. But you're okay with that, right? Trump now says that if he's elected in 2024, he will bring back Mike Flynn. Of course he will. He'll also bring back another wave of COVID. Until today, or until yesterday actually, when I read this, I think I've told you I'm really only afraid of 2 things. Liza Minnelli and those flying monkeys in The Wizard of Oz. But I have now added a third. Recent national polls indicate that 20%, I'm from Lockhart High School, but that's 1 out of 5, 20% of Americans say the federal government should declare the U.S. a, quote, Christian nation. That should scare the bejesus out of all of us. Okay, MTG says she will continue to be guided by her, quote, Christian faith. But how skunky, he asked, do you have to be to get kicked out of the House Freedom Caucus? Apparently, a majority of the other members finally had enough when that little bitch called the other little bitch a little bitch. That was over the top. They just couldn't have that. I'm kind of guessing. I've never worked in this industry. I'm not an actuary or anything like that, but Yevgeny Prigozhin probably having a hard time getting life insurance right now, even if he were to pass a physical at the moment. All right, American media rightly often get criticized for covering the game of politics and the horse race of elections rather than covering issues. And that is a valid criticism. But now I think we have a parallel in what's going on in covering social media and the thing between Zuckerberg and Musk. Okay, all we're talking about is steel cage fights, and we're not thinking about the fact that these two reckless, wanton, narcissists have pretty much destroyed civil discourse in this country, and they are hell-bent on destroying whatever is left of it. That's what the problem is. So the new meta casserole, as I'm calling it, is called Threads. Zuckerberg says, direct quote from yesterday, "The reason for Threads is to create an open and friendly space for conversation." He actually said that. So tourist dude says he simply didn't realize that carving his name into a 2,000-year-old wall at the 2,000-year-old Roman Colosseum was frowned upon. But he says he's seen the error of his ways and has learned of the, quote, antiquity of the moment. Well, the guy said he's sorry, what do you want? And finally, when asked how much money they would need to make annually to consider themselves rich, respondents to a poll, the average American put that average number at $483,000 per year. See, proof positive that Coach is a simple man. All I really want is to make enough money to afford a brand new razor blade every morning and to get a new NFL Duke football every Christmas. That's it. Let's stay in our shoes and have realistic expectations, even for this Friday, because we are radically rational.